Is it on? Wait a minute. Did I come on too fast, Craig?
Girl, no, you didn't. You right on time.
You gonna be able to edit that out?
Edit what out?
That little sound that we heard.
Well, that was the last of the intro music.
Oh, is it on? Is it on, honey? Is this recorded?
Miss Mary moving around.
Oh, what's up, YouTube land, Twitter land? Mama, please. Instagram land, Snapchat, Garanda, Score, VGC, Jack, Facebook, Periscope, and last but not least,
I wish you could see the
Christian Mingle. And the lands all across the land. This is your girl T.S. Madison. I'm coming to you loud, live, and always and forever in colors with daggers in my back.
Yes.
From Miss Mary at the marvelous chateau. And this is the Queen's Super.
The what?
The Queen's Super. Super. Caught. Podcast. This is the pre-show, the post-show, and the show's all there for it. Craig, you know one of the children quitting on us, girl, so you may have to stay and do 2 shows, girl.
Oh, God. Here we go. Are you really going to talk about this on here? I didn't know you were going to talk about this.
Listen, one thing about the TS, I ain't shaming nothing. I pulls my wig off. I'm going to send him my wig off right now in front of y'all.
With this bonnet on.
With this bonnet on, with the Marley's bonnet. Y'all visit Marley's Bonnets, honey. Marley's Bonnets will get you right on two and together. Come on, Envy, let's start putting this cream on my face because Miss Mary ready to fry fish. And we got to hurry up and do this real quick. We don't need that fish. Though. No, that's for you.
It's enough fish in her.
I done told Miss Mary about going above and beyond for you, Craig, honey.
Now listen, don't be like that with Miss Mary when she's trying to help me and take care of me.
It's the fish is actually for all of both of y'all.
No, it's not, Miss Mary. I brought that from my house.
Well, as long as you heard that.
No,
as long as you heard that.
Isn't that how she does me?
It's 2 pieces of salmon.
As long as you heard that. You heard the wolf just jump out of the bushes and claw down on me, honey. Tried to tear my back to pieces.
Right. That's how she does me, everybody.
Tried to tear my back to pieces, honey. Leaving my back open to the white meat.
Miss Mary is over there reading.
Baby, she can't accept, honey.
She can.
Baby, tonight is the night, honey. You know, we haven't done the podcast in a minute because we've been on the road.
Yes, we have.
Baby, you girls have had us out here in these streets. I don't want nobody.
Yes. Fucking with me.
In these here streets, I said, I don't want nobody. Hey, I don't want nobody.
Girl, you swear you singing when you do that.
I do.
You swear you singing when you do that.
Let me put this fire out on the table. Hold on.
Turn it the other way.
Don't turn it the other way.
You know Craig get nervous.
We're not turning it towards Miss Mary.
I mean, I'm from Baltimore and all, but you know.
Oh, speaking of Baltimore, we had a really good time in Baltimore. We actually need to do, we need to do a bonus trip and return back to Baltimore.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Baltimore, y'all down with the get down?
Yeah.
If y'all down with the get down, let us know. Hit us up, Baltimore. We'll be back.
Right.
Where are you going?
Baltimore.
Listen, we had a really good time in Baltimore. We had a magnificent time in D.C. I talked about it on Lonnie B's show, honey. I didn't appreciate the way that the insurance had handled me, you know. But, you know, they trying to put it together. I'm going to text the man. I'm going to text him. I like Quincy. You know Quincy, Craig?
I don't.
Quincy fine as hell. You saw him?
Yeah, I did. I don't know him, though. I've just seen him through social media, and, of course, I saw him when we did the show.
Quincy,
what?
I was squeezing Quincy's ass back
You
then.
were?
Yeah.
I think Quincy got a man, though.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I got titties.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just saying.
What y'all gay men's got to do with us trans women? Y'all act like y'all don't like us, but secretly, honey, we can't keep y'all lips off our penises either. I don't want nobody.
See, sometimes I just don't even respond.
You shouldn't.
But, you know, because
everybody saw that first video we ever did together.
When I tell you that thing has been resurfacing,
girl, honey,
I keep getting tagged in that.
And let it be known that we was going to have a session with a piece of trade in there. You may not want to say this because you LTR right now, but that was before LTR. We was going to have a session with a piece of trade.
I am quite holy.
All right.
I have done and put all of my dirt in my books.
I done told you about doing those plugs.
Look, she just read me before we started talking. Don't be on here promoting.
It's your shameless plug.
Your shameless plug.
But no, because the shows have been doing so well, the Queen's Supreme Court live shows have been doing so well, in all of the cities, and we've been getting bigger and bigger in every single city that we've been going to. We're now going to be taking the show to
Dominican Republican. Oh, I'm sorry. That's
That's what Miss Mary.
That's what Miss Mary called. She called it the Dominican. If y'all remember, me and Miss Mary, when we were in the Dominican Republic before, and I had told the story about it. Oh my God, you're trying to rape.
right. But yeah, it's gonna be July 12th through the 16th of 2019.
Craig, wait, I gotta get it out. Oh my God, he's trying to rape me. It's gonna take my coach and my holy coach.
He gonna take one
My
now.
holy coach. If y'all can see what Miss Mary looking at me, girl, honey, those eyes, honey, the windows of the what is it?
The eyes to the soul.
The eyes are the window to the soul, honey. Baby, Miss Mary's soul is over there setting me on fire, honey.
Yes, they are.
Baby, Miss Mary, you ready to go to the Dominican Republic?
Oh.
Ah!
Miss Mary ain't too excited about jumping on a plane.
It ain't even that. It's just she ain't really too excited about the Dominican Republic, honey, because baby, she felt like the men is gonna snatch her pocketbook, snatch her both of her pocketbooks.
Miss Mary, is that what you felt? She's nodding her head.
No.
Yes.
It was just the man was stopping in the road and people running by
That bitch.
fast, and I had seen videos of what.
Oh, and they're looking at all that. What's it called?
She's watching
Propaganda.
Taken.
Looking at all that propaganda, honey, that the United States. Listen, the most dangerous place to live is the United States of America.
How about
the
that?
United States showing it.
The most dangerous place, but it was streaming through a United States
News
server.
outlet, yeah.
The most dangerous, and speaking of being the most dangerous place to live is the United States of America. Have you seen all this stuff that's been going on, Craig, with these white men? We are under terroristic attacks by white men.
Domestic terrorism.
Terrorism.
White
And
men.
listen,
But white folks always try to make it seem like it's just a mental illness, and that's really sad to scapegoat that to people who suffer from mental illness, because all people who suffer from mental illness are not violent.
That's it.
They're not violent.
they're not. They're not. They're not.
But yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I mean, at what point were we gonna, really enforce like gun control? That's really the question.
Wait a minute. So you really down for the gun control? And I just pulled my pistol out and laid it on the table like that?
No, but I mean, when I say gun control, I mean in terms of like screening people, making sure that they don't have a history of violence, a history of mental illness, like true mental illness where they really should not have a weapon. That kind of thing. Like, there should be some sort of a screening period. I don't mean that people shouldn't have access to
I'm just
guns.
looking at you because you sit up. This man said, "Are you looking at me like I got a mental illness?" I'm just looking at her because she's so pretty sitting over there.
Miss Mary is sitting there waiting to be able to fry this fish.
Yes, honey. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead now.
Well, we got to tell them who the guest is.
Well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start talking about this stuff, and then we're going to say who our guest is.
Okay.
Some of you guys you'll hear this on Saturday. Like, do we need to change? Listen, since all these changes are going on, Craig, do we need to change the day we drop the podcast?
So what day you want to drop it? Because like the stuff that they hear us talking about.
Should we drop it the same day?
So you think like this podcast should drop on this coming Monday? Like the Monday that follows the show?
No, the same day. Like,
So like after we
earlier
done right
that
now
day?
and then drop it?
you don't think?
I mean, we could, but the problem is you be doing too much bullshit.
What the
Well,
fuck does that
ladies
mean,
and gentlemen.
whore?
Because it's like, I mean, sometimes you be dilly-dallying around the house and it takes you forever sometimes to sit down in here to do it. And then if we wait until 7, 8 o'clock to actually sit down and record it, I'm not going to have time to
release it?
I can release it, but if we have to edit something out or clean something up, I'm not going to have time to do that because then it's going to be showtime. I'm going to be getting ready for the live show. And then you're like, Craig, where the docket? I'm like, girl, I'm still trying to work on the podcast because you just sit your ass down.
So that means you got too much work on
I
it.
didn't say I had too much work. I'm just saying,
Okay,
girl.
well then what we're gonna do is we'll just stick to the script and then we'll discuss it later off camera. Would you like to edit this part out?
Girl, no, they can hear it.
Oh, because I was gonna say don't.
No, they can
But
hear that.
anyway, tonight's guest is Lynn Spirit. And I don't know if you guys have been on social media. Like I like to use lots of people from social media because like our show is a social media show. It's a web show. So I like to use people on social media, and I like the rotating the chair. People are asking me, "Well, Madison, when are you gonna come up and do? Get a permanent seat holder. And I'm like, I really thought about it for a long time. And I was like, I don't really want a permanent seat holder. Craig, do you want us to have a permanent seat holder?
No, I don't. Not while we're doing it like that.
I mean, we could rotate our favorite judges out, but we still need to have an open chair. I just feel like we should have an open chair because it doesn't make the show so...
I think that part of what makes it interesting is every week people have to wait to see who's gonna, you know what I mean? It's kind of the anticipation of it.
But ultimately, it's my show. Mm-hmm. It's just that I share the platform with people that have an opinion about what's going on in the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I like it like that. I do. I honestly do. And it doesn't make it so mundane.
Right. Right. Because if people know who's going to be on the show every single week, it's going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just catch it next week. You know what I'm saying? But if you just kind of like, you don't know until the day of the show, like who's going to be on there, I think that's that leads to the intrigue. That adds to the intrigue. Yeah,
so Lynn Spirit, does Lynn identify as she or he? Or
her manager told me either one. She'll respond to either.
Well, I'm not going to be calling anyone that I feel like that looks like a woman to me. I'm not going to be saying he. I don't know how to do that. I just think that's disrespectful because visually I don't see a man.
Right.
What about you, Craig? Do you visually see a man when you see
Well,
Lynn?
I mean, because when I was communicating with her manager, no, I don't see a man. When I was communicating with her manager, I kept saying her, and then I caught myself, and I said, well, should I be saying her or him?
But do you see the wise thing that you did right there, Craig?
Mm-hmm. Asked.
You asked.
You have to ask.
Here's the problem that I have with your people.
Black people?
Yes, they're my people as well. And people are going to tear me up in the comment section, but oh well. The problem that I have with your people, Craig, is that they want ultimate respect, but they really don't like to give it. And they don't like to give it based on what they feel is, well, the fact is you're not a woman, you'll never be a woman. And it's just like, well, the fact is you're not white and you'll never be white, honey. And this is a white man's world, but you want to be respected in it.
Right, exactly.
Let's deal with the facts here.
Right.
This is a white man's world, honey.
And those are the parallels that because oftentimes black folks will say, you cannot compare civil rights to gay rights. No, nobody's saying that the struggle is the same, but it's definitely subjective and they're definitely parallels. You know what I'm saying? And so there are things that you can say, well, in the same way that, like you said, black folks want to be respected by the general public, gay folks want to be
respected by the general public as well.
Including black folks, the black church, black family, black community. So that's a problem. But some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight are, most of the things that we're talking about tonight are like viral videos. Like we don't really have any celebrity.
Is it? We don't have a lot of celebrity news?
Not tonight.
Girl, Jill Scott.
Oh yeah, we have the Jill Scott thing where she's,
Jill Scott was performing, honey.
Fellatio.
Yes, Jill Scott.
Yeah, we have that.
Also, what else has been going on? Like, there's been things, like, we've been so on the road, but we do keep up with Hollywood Unlocked, the Shade Room, the Jasmine brand. Like, shouts out to those people that keep that. I really, because one thing about it, like, the Jasmine brand shows me love here and there. The Shade Room does not.
The only time
here and there
post you is if
when somebody's reading me, and I just feel like that it's just really, that's just a late situation. Hollywood Unlocked, I have a great relationship with Jason, even though he's Team Cardi and I'm Team Nicki, but it don't have anything to do with our personal relationship. And hell, I don't have any personal against Cardi B anyway. You know what I'm saying? Personally, like, I'm glad that the girl she on her come up thing.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, Craig, No,
I get it. But the only thing that's really been celebrity driven this week is just the death of Kim Porter, Puffy's.
Yeah, that was.
Mother of Puffy's kids,
and I really don't want to talk. Like,
no. So
I don't really want. I just want to give our condolences to that, But girl, it's a mystery though.
It really is.
Like, cause we might say, me and you might get to talking about this, honey, and it might seem like it's some type of conspiracy going on because first she had pneumonia,
right?
Girl, then she had a heart attack, girl. Like,
and it's like, okay, so like, what really is? Now I'm gonna tell you, this is just complete gossip and rumor that I saw across social media. But somebody was saying that they believe that Puffy may be behind it, which I completely do not agree.
Sure. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't trust that Puffy.
Because they were saying that, she's supposed to be releasing a tell-all book. And the book was supposed to be coming out like next year. And in the book, she's supposed to be allegedly releasing that he's bisexual.
Well, you can't see that all over Puffy.
Well, I mean, listen.
People with eyes can see that all over.
Yeah, I mean, those of us who know.
But it's just, I guess they was saying it like it was gonna be like an inside tea. That's
right. Well, because that's why they snatched Wendy Williams off the air years ago. Because at the time, in the '90s when Puffy was ruling, Bad Boy Records, they were playing all of that music. Wendy Williams would always indicate or insinuate that Puffy was gay or bisexual. So that was why.
Wendy Williams did that. That's why I wasn't fond of her in the beginning, like times of that, because it's always been that with her. Like it's been the sensationalism of someone being DL, closeted or whatever, and like it's just. People are so obsessed with people's sexual orientation and sexuality,
right.
Who they sleeping with, what they're attracted to, and I just don't get it. It's none of your business,
right?
Like, girl, a lot of those people that have opinions and things like that on people's sexuality and sexual orientation, girl, you ain't never gonna get a chance to even lick the tip, girl.
I mean, because that's really the root of. Or the base of the origin of where she came up with, how you doing?
How you doing?
She would always say that when she started talking about Usher or somebody that she
felt was a homo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is what it is. Like, they've been doing that for years, you know what I'm saying? But she just happened to, Wendy, Wendell, Bartholomew, Orenthal, Rufus, Clyde, Theodis, Pookie, Dover, James, and the Giant Peach, Hezekiah Walker Williams.
Hezekiah Walker Williams.
Did you see her up there on her show with this judge show this recently?
Yes.
I was like, girl, honey.
She said, oh my God, I love this segment. We have to do this more.
Oh, yeah. We see you, whore. We see you. But that's just what it is. Like they like to borrow from things that are popular. And listen, should our show had still been in its original format, girl, we were, it was gonna always. Well, it probably would have still always been in its original format, because it probably couldn't have blossomed because of the nature of it, to get to a censored place. But, girl, they still borrowed. They borrowed from us. They borrowed from the whole situation. And I, to be honest with you, when I look around on the internet and things like that, and just around the world, I see pieces of myself that will live on, and
that you will never get credit for too. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of being. An influencer. Like I think about that a lot with like Oprah. Like people say I had an aha moment. Like Oprah said that. Not to say that there was nobody else who had said it, but she was the person who really had the platform large enough that it influenced what people would say. So whenever you hear people say, oh, I had an aha moment, that goes right back to Oprah. And that's the same thing like with Tamar. Like a lot of people felt like Tamar coined that whole term .com. You know how she used to say everything was .com. But I had a queen, I had a friend that I was cool with. This was, I know 10, 12 years ago, they used to say that shit back then. But so when she said it, I knew that she had just been around some gay folk. Like that she hadn't coined that, but she was influenced. But because she had the platform,
well, she's coined it now. I mean, she's coined it now.
Exactly.
And it's like Nene Leakes has coined a lot of the phrases that people, have assumed as whatever, And, I mean, it is what it is. You just gotta. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is, girl. But that don't make that shouldn't stop you as a person that's an influencer from doing what you're called to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll work out just like I feel with Tyler Perry and Miss Sophia. Like, girl, how are you gonna sit there and you're gonna say out of your mouth that you're retiring the character of Madea? It's not yours to retire.
That didn't even belong to you in the first place. But I'm not gonna get in on that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. But it is what it is, Craig. I'm glad that Sophia's in a place
where she's moved past it, and
yeah, whatever.
But the stuff that we're talking about, again, it's like viral videos.
Yeah, we're going to have fun tonight. We're going to have fun on the bench tonight because, we have so much fun. Now, what we are going to talk about
Go ahead.
is that pastor in Chicago's over there looking like David Banner.
He does look like David Banner.
Ain't now pastor looking like David Banner gonna tell me about my salvation.
Right.
Since we want to talk about putting the queens out of the church for how they had look, nigga, you look like David Banner. I ain't going to your church. About to serve me up. So what's in them graham crackers? What's in that wine in that cup? What's in that? You know, for me, Craig, once again, it goes back to when I stated about your people earlier. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, you want to adhere to the rules and regulations of the church now about him about being a drag queen coming to the church. But here's where I'm going to play devil's advocate here. It's that man's church. Any place that expresses that they don't want me there, I ain't going.
Right.
One thing that I have to say about us LBGT people, we are so hungry for acceptance. Mm-hmm. We just want them to accept. Mm-hmm. We want to prove a point.
They will sometimes endure the abuse just because you're trying to be accepted. It's just like, girl, don't go to that place. Right. Girl, that ain't the only church in Chicago. Right. Find somewhere else to go to.
Listen, I live here in Georgia. It's a church every corner. There's a church on every single corner. And my thing is, I'm so tired of people trying to get in. If a place wants you to fit totally in, what clothes ain't got nothing to do with the Lord. The Lord gonna strip you naked. Your soul gonna come up out them clothes and this body. Hello?
Period.
Your soul gonna come up out them clothes and your body when it's time for you to meet the Creator. And see, the problem that I got is I saw a lot of people down there in the comment section when I was watching the video. And a lot of those people that ain't set foot in in church since they was 13 years old after they had got molested. And yeah, I said it. You whores, you cunts. You know, they ain't set foot in church, but they up here in agreement with the man. Well, he shouldn't be wearing women should wear women's clothes, man. First of all, clothes is clothes. Clothing and who wears it is a social construct.
Okay.
Craig, can you say it with me? Clothes
is a social construct.
Colors are a social construct.
Right.
Pinks go with girls.
Right. And
blues go with boys.
Right.
That was socially designed.
Absolutely.
That was socially designed. The only thing I know about the book said don't be mixing Polly and Esther together.
What the book say?
Don't mix Pollys and Esthers together.
And you know they do that.
All the time. It was so many silks and linens up in there. Hell, the pastor had on one. You know, but what bothered me with that whole situation is like, Queen, like I love my sisters and brothers, but girl, let it go. And not just let it go, girl, let it go. Mm-hmm. You know the way you was raised, girl. You know what it is, and you know no matter how much education we give to certain sets of individuals, they don't want it.
They don't.
They're not gonna respect you. Don't hold a seat, don't hold a place, don't hold counsel with people that's not gonna respect you.
And that's the same thing that kind of goes towards what we were talking about black folks trying to, be ingratiating with white folks. It's like, let that shit go.
What you mean? It's
like wanting to be accepted by white folks. It's like if we had our own banks, our own communities, own businesses, like you ain't got to put up with that fuck shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stand on your own feet and don't worry about it.
But Craig, once again, I mean, I follow what you're saying, but I'm going to have to slightly disagree with you because this is still a white man's world,
right?
Craig. So there are things that we're going to need. Like, listen, no matter.
But if you put yourself in a position where you need them for as little as possible, like when you think about the Jewish community, they don't really fool with the general public. They have everything in the Jewish community that they need. There are maybe
their churches.
schools, their churches,
you see,
their grocery stores.
Hold on. But you see what they do.
They build communities.
They build community, but they make this stuff available for their people.
That's what I'm saying. Black folks need to do it.
Hold on, and they still keep out other people.
Yeah.
So what's the accomplishment?
That they're self-sufficient, and then they're not.
Craig, we try to be self-sufficient. I'm not gonna sit there, even though I have my little small issues and stuff with my own people. We try to be self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. We do. However, we still got that giant obstacle where that man still owns everything. Just like, when people have the whole thing of Madison, why you ain't been in this one? Why you ain't did this? Why if Lee Dane's your friend? Why he still got a boss and his boss is still white?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Even Tyler Perry.
Oh, girl.
Girl, you got all that. Baby, you need Lionsgate.
Yeah. The distribution.
You need that. Lionsgate is not owned by African American.
No, it is not.
They're not going to give us the power to have that much. That even no matter how rich. Oprah, you got your own network, honey, but you see how much. You see how many. What you see, girl. Let me not go. Let me not go there.
She what? What? You don't want to talk about it? Okay, well, listen. We'll come back in a little bit when Lynn is here.
Yeah, we're going to introduce Lynn, and we'll let her talk for a few minutes, and then, we'll kiki for a spell, and,
But don't forget New Orleans. December 10th.
December 10th, Houston, Texas. The 26th of November. And Dominican.
Mm-hmm.
Republican.
With an N.
An N, yes. And July. But the thing about it is we got shows before that, girl. We got Miami, honey. Mm-hmm. We got Dallas, child. We got Chicago's.
Right.
We got shows.
The best way to keep up with these shows, though, is just go straight over to eventbrite.com, and in the search box, just type in the Queen's Supreme Court. And all of the shows that are already on sale will come up. So you'll always be able to stay.
And just stay tuned, because we always talking about it. We always posting about it. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, the Queen's Court Official, the Real T.S. Madison, Craig the Writer Stewart, even though you might get bombarded with book sales, girl.
I do not bombard people with book sales on my Instagram.
Listen, Craig, let me tell you something. I ain't no hater on that. That's the way we eat. Listen,
right.
we have an unorthodox way of
absolutely
of coming up.
Yeah, so I appreciate you guys.
That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do, daughter.
But before we go, though, can we just talk about how, you have had family members and I have had family members that have tried us because of what we do, because we do work in an unorthodox kind of way. We make our money in an unorthodox kind of way. Basically, social media driving our income. Yeah,
and it's just like they first of all, here's the thing about people that I've come to understand. If it ain't work for them,
right,
they feel like it don't work.
Exactly.
Nigga, that ain't your calling.
That's not what you were called to do.
Mm-mm. That's not your ministry.
Right. All right, well, we'll be back in a few with Lynn Spirit.
Yeah, and then we're going to be chopping it up. We're going to do a lot of laughing tonight.
I know.
I'm making my business to laugh tonight. Tonight is about laughter.
Yeah. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, cunts.
Well, we got to come back still.
Oh, yeah. Craig, run that commercial break. New Orleans. Boy, yes, honey. I am so excited to be bringing the seat to your city. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. December 10th, the Queen's Supreme Court will be bringing the seat to your city, child. I need you to rush right now and get over there to www.eventbrite.com and get your tickets. Because, honey, none other than the mouth of the South, Miss Funky Daniva Ross and my baby, Super Sick, will be on the bench. Baby, it's going to be a night of reads, and more reads, baby. But we're going to bounce it out and have a good time, New Orleans. So get your tickets, and get them now. Child, it's going to be one for the books, baby. All right, y'all. I'm on my way. Are you? Oh, yes. Oh, my God, I like this color. Child, she noticed me. Girl, did you see that glitter?
Hey, Maddie.
What's going on?
How you doing? I missed you since last time.
Yeah. Come right here. Who this is?
Oh, this is my cousin. This is my manager.
Hey.
Hi, cousin.
How you doing?
Hi.
You ready to get dusted?
He's nervous.
I'm so nervous.
Oh, here you go.
Nervous.
I don't know. I guess this is new. All this is new. Like, I haven't gotten in front of, actual...
So you've only done your social media thing.
Yeah.
You've never actually done, a live...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is the podcast.
Girl, how you nervous?
I'm not nervous around you. I guess it's
Girl, you can't be nervous. Girl, you get up in the morning to take and do these. Miss Mary, this is my mama, Miss Mary Lynn. Listen, she in a way. I don't know what's wrong. I just asked her that I do something. I don't know.
All that afternoon.
Oh, girl.
And this is Envy. Envy does the...
I see. I watch you all the time.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hair.
You ready to
Thank
get...
you.
You want...
Yeah, I like a little. I need like a fresher, really. I did some early this morning. So I need like a fresh, probably.
I hope, I don't know, whatever.
Well, I'm going to move out the way.
Okay.
And then once you move... Well, we need to do this podcast, Craig, because
Do that.
people are
I'm
going to
just
start...
fixing
People are going to start coming in here and it's going to get loud.
Do you have any, never mind.
Go ahead. It's already gone. Because I wanted to get Lynn when he first came in.
Okay.
So you heard us talking about you being nervous.
Yes.
That hurt all the business.
Well, Craig, how you going to hear all that and then go...
That's fresh. That's organic. This fish is good. Mr.
That fish organic?
No, the fish is not organic.
Actually, is it organic or organic?
Well, Miss Mary says organic.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, well, I mean, I didn't know that we were recording, honey. We got this fresh out the grease, like this fish back here that Miss Mary is frying. Honey, we got Lynn Spirit!
Hi, y'all. Who's doing?
Yeah! Lynn, okay, so you here at the Queen Supreme Court. Why would you be nervous with me? This ain't our first time meeting.
I know. I guess it's been in front of a whole big production, so, you know.
Child, we ain't nobody. We just turned our camera on and keep going. Your manager is really pretty.
I like.
No, we're just alike.
She pretty. She look
I
like...
was about to say that. We look just like.
She look like Chrissy. She got those Chrissy.
She does. She has Chrissy.
She has Chrissy's cheeks. She got, you know, Chrissy McDaniel, my girl. You don't know Chrissy.
Everybody said she was. Come on out.
Come on out, honey. Come on out. That's my girl, Chrissy. Now, Lynn. Okay, tonight we're gonna keep the show within like. We're gonna keep the show like within an hour or so, whatever. But we're not going. I'm not, because I know kind of like my spirit told me before you came here that you was gonna be kind of like nervous, because I know you do your own stuff in the own video. And I said, you know what, Craig, what we need.
Go back. Let's get my phone. Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay, what was that?
That was the
the
cord.
cord.
No, because I know you about to ask me what we're talking about, so I just wanted to get my phone so I could have it.
Actually, what we need to start doing is catering the show around people's personalities. You all right, Mama?
I'm sorry. We need to do that.
We need to start catering the show around people's personalities, like instead of like giving them, like throwing it out there, like, because I can mesh with anybody, girl. Anybody.
So we trying to
Anybody.
find a bunch of funny, like viral videos that we can just kind of get, talk
Okay, cool.
about that kind of
Talk about, make jokes about,
Life.
There's a couple things I'm going to have you recreate. We're definitely talking about Jill Scott tonight.
I was ready for that. I was ready for that.
So I want you to do your Jill Scott impression.
Lately, I've been doing sex candy videos.
yeah.
And I'm also going to have you eat a pickle, because I do want you to eat a pickle.
So, Lynn, are you from Charlotte?
Born and raised in Greensboro, but
Okay.
I've been in Charlotte for like 13 years now.
Okay.
I'm planting my seeds in there.
Oh, you planted your seeds there.
I'll be listening.
Ah.
I'll be listening. Plant your seeds.
Mm-hmm. But, have you literally planted your seeds in Charlotte? Because there's a lot of pieces of trade there, bitch.
I'm dug in some dirt now.
Right. You and I used to talk on the phone a lot. Well, not used to. We still talk on the phone and stuff like that. But we used to have some intimate conversations.
Yeah.
And I told you.
I remember you was telling me you was buying your house out of, I think it was Miami somewhere. You was going to be about buying your house.
I was thinking about it. It was that stuff. I was thinking about going back home. Just like lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about things in your career, and I was telling you, I see you making lots of moves and stuff like that. Keep your foot on the pedal.
Got to.
You will get discouraged here and there because things may seem like they're going to come into fruition, and they may not, because it may not be the time for it or whatever. You may think like it might be a lot of stuff that happens
on time when you want it.
Yeah, and it may not happen exactly when you want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? I always should tell you, like, girl, everything that glitters and shines and glitz, it ain't gold. No. We've had lots of talks and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. May I taste a piece of yours?
Actually, that's a piece of mine. Because the fish belongs to me.
Girl, see,
Craig.
First of all, you the one got my mama over there in her feelings.
I don't
on
mind.
frying fish.
No.
Frying fish.
That was you.
Oh, I got a lot of things. Listen, I done told you it ain't got nothing to do with with you.
But you know what I wanted to know from you though, Lynn? Like, when did you start doing videos? Like,
Oh man.
and when did your following increase and change? How did that happen? Was it a specific video?
I've always told my kids I was gonna do videos, but I got so discouraged. And the first video I saw with Maddie when she talked about the 4 commandments. That was the first video I ever.
Do you remember that video?
Be yourself. Yeah.
When she talked about the 4
Stop
commandments.
your butt there, honey. Get a
She
job.
got her other phone. She was like, "Let me see all these 4 commandments." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wow, who is this lady? Like, she's so blank."
And you didn't have much of a following at that
I didn't have. I was nobody. I was
Okay.
just behind the camera.
Okay.
You know, being inspired by something. You know, and I'm saying, you know what? I gotta do something. You know, and my family always say, "You gonna be famous, you gonna be famous, but you gotta believe that to yourself."
Yeah, you do.
You know, so I said, you know what? Let me pull this phone out.
Listen, I watched you do your own hair.
That's how it really began.
That let me
Okay.
tell you, that is how I got trapped. Like, cause you trapped me into that. Like, you trapped me by sitting there doing your own hair, and I really don't want you to ever stop doing those captivating videos, because that's captivating for people. Like, girl, I don't know how to do hair.
Yeah.
Girl, you sit there, honey. No, and what I love about you is that you're very fearless. You embrace who you are. You embrace yourself. You embrace that. And a lot of people, what we're lacking in today's society is individuality,
Yeah.
originality, and self-love.
Because a lot of people forget that. You know, they look on the internet, they forget who they is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't love themselves, and because they want to be like this. They want to be like this person. They want to be like that person, girl. You see, I've always been. Be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's just just who I am. I've always been myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been vulgar. I've been louder than color. Honey, if you don't like it, kiss my ass. You know, so it's just what it's always been. And like, when I saw you, I'm telling you, I saw you sitting there doing your hair, and it just drew me in. And I've been you didn't even know how I had been sitting there watching you for the longest, because you got so many millions of people watching you at one time, and they seeing you doing hair, and I'm in there writing in the comment section like, terrorize these old terrorize them, bitch. Let them have it, because you sit there, you to the back, you know.
Scratch.
What is it? What is it? May I ask?
Say.
Okay. Well, what is it? What is the condition that you have?
If I'm going to say it right, it's called ectodermal dysplasia. If I'm going to say that correct, because it's like a long word. So it's ectodermal dysplasia or explasia, it's one of them.
So it's something with the skin.
Yeah, it's like a genetic that's in the males.
You got to get something to eat.
That's production interrupting the podcast. He just got here a few moments ago, but he's sending us notes saying that he needs to get over to the Publix.
To get something to eat.
Everything's downloaded. Everything's ready. I'm just waiting on the
Is that true, Craig?
I sent him everything, yeah. Now, whether or not it's downloaded or not, I don't know. You don't want fish or
Just because
something?
I ate all that fried
Potato.
potato.
Y'all hear production fucking it up already.
You doing what?
So when,
Fucking it up.
so when shit is not right, it's because he's doing all these other things.
The things, honey. The things. Craig, you know what you have to do as soon as he sets foot back in the house. We can't waste any time, honey. We have to be over his shoulder as soon as he sets foot back in the house.
Okay.
Fuck it up, the church man. So, yeah. So it's called. So say it again, Lynn.
Ectodermal dysplasia. Ectodermal dysplasia.
Okay, and you've had this.
Yeah, I've had it. I think it started in the male genes. It's in the male genes.
Okay. The X
And it
chromosome.
passed on down to the women.
Okay, and another question I have to ask you, because Craig and I had this conversation before you came, because I said, well, Craig, what does, because I'm going to always call you she, because you a she to me.
Yeah.
And I asked Craig.
Because I asked her manager, and I said, well, when I was corresponding with you, I was like, well, is it, because I think I just started saying her. And then I said, oh, wait a minute, should I say
He or she.
He or she?
I mean, I'm so used to it, it don't really affect me.
What do you identify as, may I ask?
Mostly boy.
What?
Well, when the girls
And
come,
he's sitting here with a full face of dragon.
Yes, honey.
When the girls come, the girls
Bitch, you see that glitter?
I don't know. It's just like I guess that's I'm like okay, I'm a boy, but I still like to be beautiful.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like that, but it just I really don't really face the word. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's okay. So you're not a trans, so you don't identify as trans.
No.
So you identify as gay?
I just gay, yeah.
Okay.
You know, but when I was trying to find myself, I'm like, damn, they don't. You know, I was just trying to figure out who I
He
was.
was a trans.
And
Oh,
He
okay.
was trying to find himself.
Trying to
He used
find-
wear like 2-inch heels and
Okay.
call him like Joanna baby. And I'm like, I don't know if that was.
You don't want her to be a she. I don't.
it wasn't
didn't work for
working.
him.
It wasn't working.
So that just wasn't your story.
So okay, so you like being.
I like being a guy, but it's like I guess I like being.
The dress part.
The
The
dressing
dressing
part.
as a guy, the makeup and face
Yeah.
as a woman.
Right. You didn't see how I
even
just
when
looked
even
down.
when I'm not wearing makeup, it's like people like, hey girl, like, hey, I got no makeup on. Is that-
So it's androgyny is what
Yeah.
makes you happy. Being androgynous. Ah, okay. Like Pat. You ever seen that movie called It's Pat? Oh. Pat derived from a Saturday Night Live skit of a person that was. They didn't know if Pat was a he or she. She was.
God, it sounds so mean. I don't know why this movie sounds so.
Well, it's called It's Pat. I have it upstairs.
Okay.
And we have probably we probably have about an hour and something before we start the show.
Mm-hmm.
I probably could put it on. It's called It's Pat, and she's Pat. I don't even know how to say Pat's neighbor was in love with Pat because they didn't.
Were they white?
White.
I
Yeah.
think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, okay, I remember.
It's called It's Pat.
Yeah.
And Pat is a character that came from a Saturday Night Live skit. And all those years, no one ever knew if Pat was male or female, but Pat said that Pat was androgynous. For me, coming up now in this day and time, I'm really becoming more aware of respect. And the way you respect something is if you do not know, you ask.
Okay.
It is that simple. Like if I don't know whether to, like, 'cause my first reaction when I communicate with you is she, her, she and her. I'm not gonna say he unless you tell me, Madison, I identify as he. So then I would be like, okay, he, him. Because I'm visual. Like your manager is a beautiful woman. If she tells me I identify as a man, and I'm looking at a woman over there,
It's like
I'm gonna be caught up in saying she and her because I see a woman. And we were talking about the respect factor with our own community as African American people. Like, sometimes they don't want to respect the proper pronouns that you want to go by. They want to disrespectfully, utilize he and him. Now, I do have to say, sometimes when they encounter androgynous persons like yourself, it makes them say, well, this is why, I don't know what to call it. But like I said, when you are in doubt, ask and find out.
that's the most popular way.
Right, Craig?
Right, I agree.
Because even when I go work out in the men's locker room, they be like,
Oh, no.
He confuses people.
Oh, no.
The bad
but look, I don't have makeup on when I go
So
to the
you,
job.
so that's a good question. So where do you go? Do you go
I
to
go-
the men's room
I
or
go
the
to men's
women's
room.
room? You go to the men's room. So if you were dressed just like this right
I
now,
would go to the men's room.
has anybody ever said anything to you?
No.
Yes, they have.
I mean, what?
Look at the cousin. Come on over here.
They would say something, but some guys.
He chooses. Some days he going to women, like with me, and like people
Oh
like, and I'm like, can you choose which one? You
So
get?
has somebody ever
That was
said
then.
anything?
That's when I didn't know what I wanted to
So then
do.
it came out, and he was looking like, cause he came in, but he was
Yeah, but
dressed up.
but the man probably looked at the door and was like, well, because I've had to pee.
You come on, had that long hair?
Yeah,
when I had that long.
Well, listen, I've had to pee, and I've had to pee really, really bad, and I identify as a woman. I don't care which bathroom because it's a bathroom to me.
That's how I used to look at it.
But there are times, like my bathroom of choice when I go to the bathroom is a woman's room because that's where That's the way I look and everything else. That's where I fit is in the women's room. A woman has no business, or any person in the bathroom has any business looking up under the stall to see me taking a pee or a do. So it's just, I just don't feel like, but the bathroom is to be used. It's just for waste, honey. You go and you pee and you keep moving. But we are so hell bent on and stuck on these gender constructed. All of this stuff is gender constructed. Socially constructed.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you guys. I meant to say socially constructed.
Right.
Just like when the water fountain was white and black, that was a social construct.
Right. That's why I was saying earlier. There's so many parallels between the gay struggle and civil rights.
It's a water fountain. It's a water fountain, girl.
Water's coming
And
out.
water gonna come out of the fountain. Period.
The society made it white and black. It's a bathroom, girl. So when I have to pee, I'm running either one of them. But it's only because if one is packed, I'm not gonna stand in line. Listen, I was at the airport, dog. They were in line. I tiptoed right out of that line. I was like, baby, I gotta go.
The women were in line.
They were in line. I said, honey, you girls are crazy.
And so you went over to the man.
Excuse me.
And you went to the man.
And squatted and peed.
As much as stuff goes in the men's bathroom, I don't feel like you don't know. Okay, look what y'all do over here. As much as stuff I
You
see,
go in the stall.
I go in the stall with them, or I piss like
You stand at the urinal?
Yeah.
In the women's?
No.
No, listen, Craig. There's no urinal in the women's room.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
stand up. Homer Johnson,
Okay.
and I go whatever.
Now that's confusing though. If you're a man and
But I don't have makeup on when I go in there though. But I still look.
But you have hair.
I have hair.
Your hair. You're feminine. You have nails. Like there's certain things that that identify with women.
Yeah.
that's
Social constructs.
Social construct.
But
based on that,
but they identify with women. Yeah. So, unless a person knows what's up under your clothing, they don't know what you are. They don't know what you are. Like Craig. Craig is a woman, but
Here we go.
Are you laughing at that? Wait, cousin
woman.
cousin got a little too excited about that.
Let me tell you this what happened to me recently. So I was in the locker room, getting ready to go work out, do my workout, whatever. And there was a guy just standing right there looking like, okay, let me see what this person looks
So
like.
you're in the locker room at
I'm
the gym.
minding my business. When I go in, I don't look at nobody. I just go straight to my locker and I mind my business.
Yeah.
There's a guy just sitting there waiting on me to take my clothes off so he can
Really?
see what's going to come out. So I turned around because I knew he was sitting there. So I'm like,
You were naked?
no, I ain't like my shirt off.
Oh, just your shirt. Okay.
Then I put out my pants because I had unboxed briefs or whatever. So he like,
So he just stood
he just stood there because he like, I gotta know what's.
Well, I've said this before on countless.
He wanted to know.
Yeah, but I've said this before on countless podcasts, interviews. People are fascinated with the naked body. And when you are a gender bender, they gotta see.
They gotta see.
I went viral because I was new weed 22 inches. Yes, it was, and it wasn't the fact of me trying to change the world. It was the fact that it was just like, how does this fat lady have a dick?
That's the reality.
I read so many comments from it, like Reddit, and even when it resurfaces, like even when that stuff, all that nudity stuff that I did as a sexual revolution and making money, even when it resurfaces, I still see people captivated by.
Because it's new to them.
Yeah.
They've not seen it. You know what I mean? Like there's always
You don't know if
somebody-
you're living next door to a transgender person. You don't know that. And this is why people are all. I feel like people are fascinated with what's up under the clothes.
And then I think what happens too is, with all of this conversation in politics, people associate trans with pedophilia.
Yes.
They're afraid that if a trans woman goes into a women's restroom, that somehow you're going to do something to a little girl, or vice versa.
Yeah, they associate it with pedophilia. They associate it with rape.
But it's
Right,
not that though.
right.
That's what their mind.
That's a complete different
But
conversation.
it's
Yeah.
the fear of the unknown and the
Exactly.
possibility of. I think that it's like you're walking around as a constant question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And until they know that they know, their guards are up. they're like, what's gonna happen?
But
What's the
you
possibility?
don't know what's
You
up
can't-
under
you can never
anyone's
control
clothes.
it, even if you know.
You don't know, like you don't know. You can identify as a man, babe, and walk in the bathroom and have a coochie as long as this table, girl. You don't know it's a big coochie. You don't. But you don't know what's up under the clothes. And this is why I'm always saying that people are fascinated with the naked body.
Like I still see people in my comments like, is that a boy, girl? I see it because they want to know, and no matter how much I tell them, they still gonna ask.
So the men, what about men that go in your inbox? Like, what did
they just be like, they announce me as she.
Right, because that's what a man truly sees. And honey, you know you don't have any teeth. Yeah. So you already know they in their inbox like, wipe me down, wipe me down, wipe me down.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I do get some disrespectful emails like from men like, oh, you need to go over here and suck this dick with them gums, whatever. I'm like,
girl, listen, the gumdrop treatment costs $5,000.
I be getting some disrespectful emails.
Girl, do you see that glitter?
Do any of the comments ever hurt your feelings, even if it's not a sexual one?
I'm gonna say when I first started, when my cousin read a comment, I was broken down because I'm like, wow, I didn't know people could be so cruel.
She read it to you.
She read it to me. I didn't know it could be so cruel, but I didn't really have no self-esteem.
Right.
I had to build my confidence.
Yeah.
But now, I care less what they say now.
But what built that self-esteem
What
for
built
you?
my self-esteem, I had to really know myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Throughout his years, like growing up, people will always stare at him when we go out in public. This is before the makeup, this is before the hair, all
social media. I've been spit on,
Yeah,
picked
like
on.
this,
Really?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
He had to build it up like way before social media, way before.
And do you think it's a combination of the condition that you were just telling us about, or
Yeah,
a combination of that and being gay?
Because and I look different, and
Right.
people don't really understand it, and just trying to figure me out. So that kind of you know.
Right.
He always say why he haven't got to the point where other people like on your platform like then got. And I just feel like sometimes because of his condition and because of he's gay, it's gonna take him a little longer because people trying to figure out like.
Well, let me tell you guys something. It is that way all the way around. Even I still like there are times when I sit back and I'm like, well, what did I do or what, but don't ever get lost in that. Know that you've been given yourself. God gave you. Make it work. You feel me? When they don't let you in the door, make a window. When they seal the window, kick a wall down, honey. If they put a wall in front of that wall, get you a bulldozer, drive it down. You are responsible for yourself and for how you take care of yourself and this and the other.
But when I said they were excited that you were coming, when we posted that today,
yeah. So
and I know you saw the comments on your social.
Yeah, they are very excited that you're coming on the show. So I'm not going to expect anything but Lynn. So don't come here and try to be anybody. I want you to be exactly who you are, honey. If you stick your tongue out, if you brought any props or candies or anything that you
want. I wasn't bring a candy where you said don't bring one.
Because it was a candy shaped dick, and we don't need any type of strikes on our social media. Right.
No. But we can improvise other things, but just like the shape of the dingling, no. First of all, because of me being a successful individual, people like to try to attack things where they think that it's going to affect my money, like social media. This is the way we make our money, girl. Yeah. They be trying to get your pages blocked. They do all of these things. I'm sure you've dealt with that.
Yeah, in the beginning, Quita, my page got taken, and I cried because I'm like, I worked so hard.
What did they take your page for?
It got hacked. And I was.
And then a lot of people was reporting, like people that's not familiar with him and like stuff that he was doing, they kept just reporting. And
videos be taken down, just like. And I was like, okay, I can't just get to.
But what videos were they? The videos where you eating stuff or sucking something?
Yeah, no, not even. It was about download men. It was that videos was being recorded.
Talking about download men,
yeah.
Well, were you in a suggestive manner? Were you laying down?
No. He was telling a story.
About my experience, whatever. And I guess you speak out too much, and people are like, okay, you speaking too real.
So you told the truth.
Yeah, I was speaking my truth. Yeah, I was speaking my truth.
He was stepping on some toes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about like my Puerto Rican video, they reported that and they said it was sexually suggestive, and like they kept reporting that Puerto Rican video, and I was just like, and I think because I was I was bouncing, and you might have saw a nip slip. You might have, and they got like all those years that video had been up there on the stuff, and it was on. I was sitting down talking to Freakzilla on my old YouTube channel. They were reporting that, like, but it's just hateful people. But this is what I want you to know. Always keep you 9 different backup pages, bitches. You never know when you may have to start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, always do that, because first of all, these are not our platforms anyway. These are these people's platforms, and there might be somebody over there at that office that feels some kind of way about you as the way you look or who you are. Because I really feel. Because all the things that I've seen a lot of people get away with on social media, I'm like, girl, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I saw some terrible stuff. And I just like I have to work extra harder, which I don't mind. I will go for a mile.
Well, that's the charge. Listen, that's the charge we got as queens, as queens
And as entertainers.
as queens and entertainers, but definitely as black queens, we've been charged with the hardest task of survival. Not to say that no other people are surviving, but we've been charged with that task a little bit harder than the next queen, because I don't know what the next queen may go through, but I know when I communicate with black queens, and this is why it's imperative that we support one another.
Yeah, you got to, you know.
It's imperative.
I get some of my queens to hit me up, whatever, and like, you know what, I'm just proud of you. I want you to keep going, you know. I get a lot of good stories, whatever, you know, and I just thought, you know what, let me just keep pushing forward.
So tonight we're finna have a funny night.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I do. I don't drink too much.
Why not? Yes.
Well, we gotta get you toasted.
Babe, we got to get you toasted right now, baby.
The last week I had in a booklet, I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lynn Spirit.
Yes, I am in the building.
You are in the building, and we're gonna have a good, funny show. We're not gonna don't come here taking that shit serious. We finna laugh tonight.
Oh yes, I am.
Just
I'm
laugh.
not to worry about any comments. You won't see any comments. I'm going to take you downstairs so you can see the setup and everything. But you
Is Vincent back?
No, he's not back.
Text him and put ETA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we love you, and we'll see you, honey. We hope you enjoyed the show. Lynn, tell them where to find you.
On Instagram, Lynn Spirit. Facebook, it'd be Lynn Spirit. You can find me on Snapchat, Lynn_Big Lips.
And then your YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. YouTube is Marcus Oglesby.
Why didn't you make it Lynn
I
Spirit?
did, but they changed it. YouTube changed my name. I had to put my real name.
Well, you can change it back.
Yeah, you change it. I think it was amount of time that you can change.
You can change it back.
Okay.
Window. Okay.
Well, I changed it, but right now it's Marcus Oglesby, so I'll change it back.
All right, y'all. Get ready for a good show. Bye.